Welcome back! My name is BallerScuba. This is Video Games Over Time! We are still in 1985, and we are still in Romance of the Three Kingdoms. We last left off, I introduced the game. I read from a manual of the game. I chose the one that I felt introduced the plot and the story the best, and then I probably mispronounced most of the names. With that done, let's head into the game ourselves. The first question it asks, set game to color mode. If you got color, I want to see it. Koei presents Romance of the Three Kingdoms. As you can see, copyright 1988 by Koei Corporation. This is not the original version of the game. This is the 1988 DOS version of the game. It's representative of the original game. There's a couple tweaks to it in terms of a little bit better graphics, a little bit better sound. Not that there's much sound in the game. And there's more scenarios, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Scenarios aren't that big of a deal. We're going to do our best. Let's head into the game. I'm probably not going to be doing super well. All right, Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Let's go ahead and start a new game here. Now, here are the scenarios. Like I mentioned, there are more scenarios in this game, or in this version of the game, than the original version. That is not a huge deal. Scenarios in this game are just basically when you start and what the world looks like when you start it. So it's just, what does the map look like? That's the only difference between the scenarios. Ultimately, the mission, the goal, all of that is still the same. The way to do it is all still the same. So you can either start as early as 189 AD in what's known as a chaotic world, and you can start as late as 215 AD, Age of the Three Kingdoms. They use AD in this game. I prefer CE, but either one works. Those are kind of our options. You can see a chaotic world, the emergence of Cao, the opening of a new age, the Battle of Red Wall, Age of the Three Kingdoms. Now, I'm going to choose a chaotic world because it'll give me the opportunity to do more, see more, and access to more characters. And so we'll have at least the opportunity to see all of the characters in the game. We'll see how well that works for me. Let's go ahead and start scenario one and kind of hope for the best here. All right, so starts with how many players. You can have up to 8 players. I'm going to have just one player. And which hero do I choose? Now, there's a couple translation differences between versions of the game, but for the most part, the characters are going to be fairly recognizable. At least the first 3 are. So our options are 1, Cao. Cao Cao's probably the strongest general, as they call him, in the game. The best leader in terms of conquering. You're going to want to go with Cao a lot of the time if you're new and unfamiliar with this game. I probably should be picking Cao because I'm also new and not super familiar with the game, but I don't know. Something about Cao has always rubbed me the wrong way. So I'm going to avoid him. Number 2, we have Sun Jian in this game. How I'm going to say it. In this version, they say Sun Jian. This is Sun Quan from the manual that we read. He's in charge of his kingdom. Then we have Liu Bei. Liu Bei is my favorite, so I'm just going to spoil that. That's who we're going with. Liu Bei is a strong one to start with. I would recommend either Cao or Liu Bei to start with. Probably Cao, but I just like Liu Bei so much more, so I'm going to stick with him. And then we have other characters that I don't believe we talked about in our introduction. Like I said, there's a lot to this novel that kind of precluded me from going into depth with a summary, which I probably would have failed at miserably anyway. But we have Yuan Shao, Yuan Shu, Liu Biao, Dong Zhuo, and Liu Yan. Now, these are kind of lesser generals, right? They didn't really make the story, and we didn't go into them in detail for a reason. If you want a harder time, go with one of them, but I don't want a hard time. This game is difficult as far as I can tell as it is, but it might just be my unfamiliarity with everything. So, What's the point of choosing these characters? Well, you do get some stats, right? We have age, right? You want a younger character. You don't want somebody that's about to die. Looking at you, Lu Yan. Can't even say the names all of a sudden. He looks much older than 53 to me, but they say he's 53. We have body. This is also translated as health sometimes. It's, how strong these characters are at living. Liu Bei's got a good stat. Not the highest, right? Yuan Shu and Cao Cao are higher, but Liu Bei's got a good stat there. Liu Bei is the most intelligent. That's going to be useful. But, once again, Cao Cao's no slouch there. Liu Bei's power, and this is kind of important, is relatively low, unfortunately. So, Liu Bei on the lower side of the power. We'll have to find other ways to deal with that. General stats are very important, but there are other things that are important. Once again, Cao Cao is much better at his power than Liu Bei. Sun Jian is much better too. He's the best. Then we have charisma. Charisma, honestly, not a huge deal because, as you can see, everybody has between 95 and 100 charisma. Liu Bei's at 99, which is good. So we'll deal with that. And then we have luck, which I haven't seen make a difference, but I'm told that it's relatively important in the game. So we're going to pick Liu Bei. All right. And this is why some of the stats don't matter all that much. So once you choose your character, you basically get to kind of randomly alter their stats. And it can go up by 5, down by 5, and anything in between. So body, I can hit the spacebar. It'll be anywhere between 80 and 90 when I hit it. So let's go ahead and do this for all 5 of our stats. There are 2 stats that I want to be at a certain point. If they're not there, I'm going to just do it again. So let's hit the button and see what we got. That's going to be good enough for me, actually. We didn't do very well with body, right? We got down to 80, but our intelligence went up to 97. That was one of the important ones. Our power went up slightly. That's nice. Charisma is maxed out. That's definitely what we wanted. And then luck is at 75. That is okay. So let's go ahead and save that. Then they're going to ask us about computer strength. I want him as weak as possible. Let's give me a fair shot here. Then they're going to ask me about the personality of the computer. You can choose between warlike and rational. Now, warlike is the way that we're going to go here. Warlike is overly aggressive. That's the way you want to think about it. Remember that we're not going to be the only ones that they're up against. They're going to fight each other as well. So if they're warlike, chances are they're going to hurt each other more than they're going to hurt me. And that's going to benefit me in the long run. Rational is harder. So let's make them warlike. Might bite me, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. And then they ask if I want to view computer versus computer battles. The answer is no. We'll go over battles. They are long in this game, so we don't need to see every battle in the game. All right, everything okay? Yep. Let's hit any key and begin. Okay. Now, I didn't see anybody else get their turn, but that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. So, let's talk about this screen before we do anything else. So this screen is kind of the main screen of the game. This is the map you can see of China, right? It's ancient China. It's not all of China. Western China, Western modern China, I should say, is kind of cut off from this, but a lot of Eastern China is on the map here. So what do we have in terms of information here? Well, you can see we're number 14 because it's blinking. So we're green. That is good. I hope. We'll see how it works out. But we're in a good strategic position here at number 14 because we don't have too many areas surrounding us. We only have 4 nations or I should say states. We have 4 states and regions surrounding us. We have 15, 17, 16, and 3. Now, those are the only ones that we can either attack or be attacked from. And so the less of those that are around you when you start, the better. We do have a good strategic position because we're at the northern end, and we have access to a couple free spots. These white background states, those regions are free. Technically, nobody owns them. The ones that have the colored backgrounds, those are the ones that are owned, and in order to conquer them, you actually do have to go to war. The white ones, you can just kind of send somebody and be on your way. Now, the main thing that I want to point out as a good strategic position for 14 here is that if you can conquer number 3, the one to the east of us, 3 is the only way to get to numbers 1 and 2. So if you can conquer 3, you can send a couple generals over to 1 and 2, and then basically produce from those states, get resources from those states, and they won't be attacked. So that's one of the reasons that you kind of want to start here. For the record, Cao starts at number 7 and Sunjian starts at number 41. So those are less strategically advantageous positions, right? 41 is surrounded by a whole bunch of stuff. You can go south and try to fill out all of that, but you can be attacked from several angles. Cao's in the hardest starting position, I would say, of the main 3. He can be attacked by 5, 6, 12, 13, and 20. But really, he can be attacked by 5 and 20 to start, and 20 is good. 20 is really good. So you don't want to start there. We're going to try to avoid dealing with the gray area for the time being. But strategically, good position for Liu Bei. All right, so let's take a look to the right now. We can see a little bit more about kind of what we're looking at here. You can see that our commander, Liu Bei. State number 14, the region is Daizhou. Let's go with that. The date is January 189 AD. January makes sense, but July is the one that you really want to pay attention to. July is when you get money. Basically, you get your taxes in. So you do want to have stuff in July. So we'll see what we can do by July. Master of this region is Liu Bei. Governor is Liu Bei. Liu Bei's completely in charge here. We have 400 gold, 5,000 food. I'm renaming these. Funds is how much money you have. It's easier for me to think of gold. Funds works. Rice, I think, is a mistranslation because I've been told many times that in Mandarin, the word for rice is the same word as food. So I think that it's just supposed to be food. It's the only food in the game, so I'm just going to call it food as we move forward. But it technically does say rice. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but if I'm going to war, you better give me more than just rice. You better put some meat in there at some point. Maybe some veggies, not just rice. But then we don't have any debt. And then interest and cost of rice, those are variable. That's if I were to get a loan right now, how much interest would I pay in this region? It would be 140. And then how much is rice going for if I want to buy or sell it? It's 41. All right, to the right of that, we get a little bit more information, all in green. We have the state number is number 14. We have the region is Daizhou again. There's 3 castles that we have here. Castles will help with loyalty and things like that. There's 0 beautiful women in Daizhou. I'm not entirely sure why. I haven't gotten to beautiful women yet. I assume that they mean like concubines, and we can use that as kind of bargaining power. But I don't really want to do that if I can avoid it. We have 65 horses. We have no metal. Our land value is low at 5. Flood probability is relatively low. It feels higher than that. It's 33%. There's a chance of flood, and I don't like that. And then there's a population of 45,000. It's a fairly mountainous region up there, if memory serves me right. And then peasant loyalty is pretty low at 32. I have 4 employed generals. I have 3,000 soldiers and no free generals. Okay, so what can I do? That's probably important. It says, please enter orders, and then it just gives me numbers. What do these numbers mean? Well, if you hit enter, it'll tell you. You can also look at the manual, but who wants to go back to the manual all the time that goes like, okay, what number is war again? But here are our options. We can move, we can go to war, we can send, which is very similar to move. We can do a special tax, but the peasants don't like that. We can recruit, which is probably going to be important. We can view, which does cost a turn. I've made that mistake a couple times, so we're not going to do that. We can give. We can either try to increase loyalty by giving to peasants or the generals, or give to somebody else. We can develop the land and do some flood prevention, that kind of stuff. We can train our soldiers to make them stronger. We can search for things here. We can plunder. We can build the castle. We can do a covert action. Maybe we'll do some of that. We can do some diplomacy. We can trade. We can set up authorization. We can wander, or we could pass our turn, or we could do other. Let's take a look at other. What can I do? I can interrupt the game. I can turn the sound on and off. I can turn the animation on and off, and I can change the display while it's waiting. Let's try to interrupt the game. Is this how I save, right? Yes. All right, we'll do 1 here, and we'll call it Lubei 1. We'll call it that. No. Do not end the game. I just want to drop a save. That's all I wanted to do. Because we're going to try to do some things here. And if it doesn't work, then I don't want to keep trying to do it. So, we're going to try to recruit. Now, this is something that I saw from a tutorial. I'm going to try to copy that to try to get me in a good position when you start as Liu Bei. If you don't know how to do this, that's completely understandable because the game doesn't tell you in any way, shape, or form. So, we're going to try to recruit. And we're going to try to recruit a general. And it's going to be state 20. That's where this general is. I'm going to look at the employed generals. There he is. Number 3, Lu Bu. Lu Bu is a general with some great stats. Let me pull up his stats. There's 255 generals in the game. I have a list. Somebody made a list, thankfully. So I have a list of everybody's stats. Lu Bu has good health, low IQ, high power. He's maxed out at power at 100. Relatively high charisma for somebody that's not in charge. It's 86. His luck is 24, and his loyalty is relatively low at 32. So I'm going to see if I can get him. If not, I'll reload the game. All right. So we can send a letter to him. We can give him money. We can give him a horse. We can give him women, or we can do a personal visit. I believe that the best way to go with Lu Bu is to give him a horse, because he's got a lot of power, and powerful people like horses in this game. Maybe in real life, but at least in this game, they like horses. Yeah, it'll be a difficult task indeed. And now everybody else gets their turn. So let's try it one more time. Lu Bu is number 2 now, and we're going to give him a horse. All right, due largely to your great virtue. All right. We have ourselves a new general. So we now have 5 generals. I believe that if I look at them, it will cost my turn. So once again, I don't want to look at my generals. Let's go ahead and hit recruit. And then what we can do is reorganize our troops. So that's what we want to do, because Lu Bu comes with 20,000 troops. That is so many troops. So let's go ahead and get rid of his troops here. We're going to take 20,000 of his soldiers, and we're going to give him... Did that not work? Oh, I gave them all to him. Okay, so I want to give him 10,000. All right, so now I have 10,000 left over. We'll give some to... Let me look at my stats again. I don't have all these memorized. Zhang Fei, I believe, is the one that I want to do. Yeah, he's next. He's got 99 power. So let's give him 5,000. Then we have... Who's next? Sun Gone? I think Sun Gone is one that I don't want a lot. Yeah, he's only got 36 power, so we're going to take some from him. He's only going to have 500. And then we're going to give some to Guan Yu. How much do I want to give to Guan Yu? Guan Yu is going to take another 5,000 because he's on par with Zhang Fei. And then number 1, Liu Bei, we're going to give him the rest, 2,500. Okay. And it did not flood us, so we're good. And that did eat up my turn. I have 23,000 soldiers. Let's go to war. As I kind of hinted at before, we're going to go to war. Actually, let's interrupt the game here, right? And then we're going to put it to number 2. We're going to call it Liu Bei 2. Just completely overwrite these. Don't end the game. Okay. We're going to go to war now. And we're going to invade number 3. That's where we can go. I'm going to send Liu Bei, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and Lu Bu. And we're going to keep Sun Gone back. And we're going to do over. If you don't do over, it cancels everything. So always hit 0 when you're done. How much money? We're going to do 300 of my 400 money. And how much rice? We're going to do 3,000 of our 5,000 rice. All right, so we're going to try to get into a fight to start here. And hopefully this works out well for me. Okay, so here is the battle screen. Now we have several options of what we can do. As you can see, I have more soldiers than he does. I have less funds, but more rice, but I do have more generals. And the more generals might be the more important part. So, Liu Bei is going to be on defense here. And we're up against Gongsun Zan. Let me look up his stats. Gongsun Zan only has 70 power. He has a charisma of 89. His luck is 28. His loyalty is maxed out because he's in charge. He's got 20,000 soldiers. His IQ is also fairly low. So we're only up against him, and we might be able to beat him. So, like I said, we're going to start defensively with Liu Bei. Now, I can only place the generals where there's this blue circle. So I'm going to put him here. This is a defensive position. We'll put Liu Bei there. Okay. Next up, we have Guan Yu. Now, Guan Yu, I believe I want to go up here. And I think it's going to be a little slow, but he can eventually make it over there. So we'll put him there. Next up, we have Zhang Fei. Zhang Fei can go here. And Lu Bu, he can go there. Now, once I have placed all my generals, I should point out that my goal are those castles. Technically, they're castles in this game. They're not like palaces. Once I've placed all my generals, I need to pick where I put my rice. And my rice is going to go right on top of Liu Bei. Like I said, he's defensive. Now, my goal as the attacker is to occupy the castles or defeat the enemy. As the defender, his goal is to defeat the enemy or to capture my rice. So when I place my rice, I need to put it strategically, and that's going to be on top of my general here. He can hold on to that. Okay. So Liu Bei, we're going to have you... What do I want to do with you? I can move you a bit. Regular move. You can go there, there. Actually, yeah, I don't want to move because the rice stays. So we're only going to have him move 1 for now. And once you move, your turn is over. Guan Yu, you're going to move. You can insult and move, but I don't really see the point of that. There, there. Yeah. He's not going to be able to move too fast to start here. Okay, regular move. We want him to go there. You can go there. All right, yeah, he's going to stay put for the time being, so you can stay put as well. We can do an intelligence report. No, we're good. And Liu Bei can stay put. And then your mobility goes up when you stay put. You're ready to go next time. All right, Guan Yu, that little plus sign means he can go over the water. So we're going to have him move over the water, just the one. You move there and stop. You move there and stop. I want to be 2 spaces away for the time being. Okay. You go on standby. And you can see some of my rice is starting to go away, but that's okay. That's okay because my funds are going away as well. Every turn consumes that a bit. All right, move again. There. You go on standby. And you go on standby. Yeah, he's not going to go for me right now. Okay, standby. Let's try to get everybody in position here. Regular, you go there. Yeah, let's get in position here. Okay, we're fully in position. He launched an incendiary attack. You go ahead and go on standby. And you guys, whoever's first here, attack simultaneously number 6, and we'll see what happens here. All right, so we're winning this fight here. Attack simultaneously number 5. All right, attack simultaneously number 4. Zhang Fei is burned to death. That's not a good sign. All right, and he attacked back. All right, I need to get you in there as well. All right, attack simultaneously 6. All right, attack simultaneously 4. Okay, move, regular. Attack. Let's just do simultaneously again. Attack simultaneously 4. This could go a lot better, but it could go a lot worse. I can't believe I lost Zhang Fei. I almost want to redo this because I lost Zhang Fei. Okay. Attack simultaneously 4. All right. Attack simultaneously 3. Zhang Fei, I should have moved him. Should have moved him. Okay, attack simultaneously 4. Attack simultaneously. Just keep on getting them. Like Zhang Fei is supposed to be like one of the best, right? All right. The war has exceeded 1 month, so it'll be continued next season. Yeah, that's not acceptable. So I'm going to go ahead and interrupt game. No. End this game. Yes. 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 Okay. And we're going to do that fight again. Okay. Let's go to war. Invade 3. All right, we're going to have Liu Bei, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and Lu Bu. This time we're going to be better about it. 3,000 rice. This time we're going to charge a little bit faster. Okay, so Liu Bei once again. We'll put you here. And we'll put the rice down there, but he didn't attack, so I can kind of just leave the rice. Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and Lu Bu. Let's try this again. All right, and the rice can go. It doesn't matter. There. He's not going to get it because he has to defend. All right, he's in a slightly different position here, but that's okay. regular move, and we want you to go there. Move regular into the water. All right, I can at least go there. Move regular there, there, there. Move regular there, there, there. Okay. Let's do this the way that I wanted to before. Okay, you stay put. Okay, you move one up while everybody else gets in position. Move regular 3. Move regular 3. Okay, you stay put. You stay put. Okay, you can move 1, right? If I go there, then we can get into position. Right, move regular. Okay, next turn, we all move in for the kill. Okay, let's move you there. Stop. Unfortunately, I can't, like, I can't attack after I move. Okay. We're okay. Attack simultaneously. Attack simultaneously. I don't want to burn things right now. Attack simultaneously 4. Attack simultaneously 3. Attack simultaneously 2. Attack simultaneously 5. Attack simultaneously 4. I think we're going to be okay here. Like, Liu Bei's numbers are getting low, and that concerns me. Okay. Stand by. Yeah, that number scares me. Okay. Simultaneously 2. All right. Attack. Charge. All right, we've annihilated the enemy. We've executed Gongsun John. All right, well, we didn't want to execute him, but that's what happened. I would have rather, gotten his troops. He has died with no successor. That is good, but we have conquered at least one part, and hopefully we can move on from here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a save because it worked out fairly well. Not perfectly, but Liu Bei 3. But things are going decently for me at this point. So we're going to cut it off here. I'm going to figure out exactly what I want to do moving forward, but, we're in a position where we can at least have 4 areas where we can hopefully produce and kind of get things together while I try to recruit other people and things like that. But that's going to do it for this part of Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I've been BallerScuba. This has been Video Games Over Time. I hope you laughed, I hope you learned, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.